So yeah, I've been doing the DLC in Skyrim, like I was saying, and I just completed the Dawnguard DLC today, and it was fun. I killed me some vampires.
I actually snuck in a bonus stream on Tuesday. No one noticed because I didn't really tell anyone, and I tagged it wrong anyway. I actually streamed some Destiny on Tuesday. Mainly just like BSing about lore and giving a shot to my final boss, which is the Prophecy Dungeon, which is a dungeon that's made to be done like 3ve, so 3 people all team up to do this very complicated dungeon and fight some very tough bosses. There's if you could beat it by yourself without a team of 3, just you by yourself. You get a skin for your shoulder robot that's a little bunny rabbit. And it's adorable, and I want it. So, I've been spending my penultimate time in Destiny trying to gear up a kit, get to practice the particular skills I need in order to do this, and it's basically like 6 phases. And if you make it to a phase, you can start at that phase until the game resets the next Tuesday. So I've beaten the first phase. I'm learning the second phase. And I'm gonna give this a few shots until I do it or give up. And either way, I feel like I will have finished Destiny.
Nice.
And then I can move on to other video games.
Code again says, LOL, I just did the My Name the Hedgehog thing on DeviantArt. For the name I used, there's only, literally only one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I was telling you I picked Skyrim back up, you gave me the joke of, which version of Stealthy Archer are you playing? Which is funny because that is usually what a lot of Skyrim builds turn out to. But I'm actually trying very hard not to do that. Like, don't get me wrong.
You have to actively not do stealth archery.
Yeah.
You have to actively avoid it because it is the best tool for a lot of scenarios in that game, and then it becomes your strongest thing. That's why it keeps happening.
So don't get me wrong, every once in a while I will do a bit of the stealth, a little bit of the archery, mainly with a crossbow, because Dawnguard. But there's only been, there's actually one case I was doing today where I actually needed to at least do a little bit of that, otherwise I was just getting my face wrecked. It was this, like, there's this particular dungeon outside of Solitude. It was like a, like, in-cave pirate cove, like, where they hid their ship deal.
Yeah, I know that one, yeah.
Okay, yeah, there was like 12 guys, and I tried my best, but I just couldn't handle all of them. Without at least picking out a couple of
That is
first.
exactly why. That is exactly why everyone ends up being, stealth archer. And I don't know if I can. I still do love Skyrim. I think it is an important game, but I'd have a hard time going back to it because of that. Because of the silliness that is the Skyrim combat. Because what game did I play directly after like 5 years of it being my go-to? Dark Souls. And that's going from like the loosest, sloppiest, silliest, fuck it, doesn't matter combat to get good.
Kimmy says, on one hand, I can respect games where having 10 enemies gang up on you is bad news. Yeah, don't get me wrong, like, since I hadn't put anything into stealth archery, like, I really could only use that to take out, like, the first 2 guys, and then they'd all find me and murder me. It was actually, like, it ended up being kind of intense. It's just the first time I was really challenged in that. Like, so my build is a mixture of two-handed weaponry and conjuring, which, is not a very synergistic setup. Let me tell you what. There's a lot of, okay, put my sword away, use my spell, summon my monster, put spells away, pull out sword again, swing twice, put sword away, bring out monster again because it blew up.
That sounds awful.
I mean, I frequently play games purely to torture myself, so.
Yeah, me too. That would be Destiny, for sure.
Kimmy says, also a big feel because I've played that build.
Yeah, it was similar. Well, no, it wasn't that bad because I played what I called him a paladin, where it's just it was two-handed weapons and heal magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was all right. It was kind of fun. He's an Argonian.
Kimmy saying, being able to murder enemies one by one while the rest just keep whistling along is not terribly realistic. Yeah.
Is so okay. That a thing that Skyrim super excels in is emergent gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Where just like it is what it is, but the way you play it and the way things play out makes it fun in ways that aren't so much scripted or intended, but just kind of happen because you're doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And probably my most formative stealth archer moment was like new build, probably like my second build ever. And it's like first one was actually like a stealth wizard archer.
Mm-hmm.
I think like my canonical character is a Breton. And so I always go like, because in Oblivion I was a Breton, and so I was like, oh yeah, big magics, and then I went straight magics, and then did stealth archery. So I did my second character and tried to do anything else, and then got into I got pinned down at the back of a dungeon behind all the big strong dudes at the camp. And literally the only way I could get out of it from that save without like backtracking, save scumming. Well, no, that's not save scumming, but like, going to a previous save, was to hide, shoot a guy, hide again. Come out, shoot a guy, hide again, and wait for them to all settle down again.
Time for some cheese.
I love how they return to normal and use the same voice lines, because what it turned it into, it was like a horror movie.
It's just a bad.
As far as these motherfuckers were concerned, their friends were slowly being executed by nothing. And every time someone would die, they'd get up and look all around, get all angry, try and find them, and get mad that their friend is dead, and like find absolutely nothing. And then finally say, well, I guess whatever it was left, and then sit down back at their campfire to go back to normal life, and then another one of them would immediately die. And so like the very second they let their guard down, another friend dies. And so this crew of like 9 gets whittled down one by one by the invisible nothing that's just making arrows come from nowhere that they can't find. And I love just imagining that the actual things like, damn rats scurrying everywhere, is sort of like their mental state just breaking down. That shit was like straight actual horrifying, like actually scary.
That is
that funny. I was the monster.